The title of this week's market wrap-up is The DAAWNZ Era and the Carnage Stock. So the question is, why do all-time highs even exist in a bear market? And do they? So this one is a question of most people. Now, you might not understand this, and we wrote an article within the week, and I'm going to share it to you later on the screens, that there's actually a few names that are actually making all-time highs. And the reason why they are doing that in a bear market, even when everyone is losing jobs, note that 10 million Americans filed for job claims in 1 week alone. So far, 20 million jobs have been lost in just 2 weeks. But amidst all that job losses, there are these few companies that are actually hiring. So if you can see this article, Amazon actually has been reaping $11,000 a second for every coronavirus lockdown in a single day. So that's every second. Amazon has hired 175,000 workers on top of its existing 1 million because there are many demand. There's a surge in demand. So does Walmart, so does CVS Health, so does Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Pizza Hut, 7-Eleven, Papa John's, and so forth. The point here is that there are certain companies that are actually increasing the wages and even adding hiring workers. So why so? Because there are really tales of different industries. You will see companies have a V-shaped recovery, a W shape, and a J shape. What are these shapes? You'll see that in charts later, but let me just give you overviews. These shapes, you'll notice that the best companies, the DAAWNZ era refers to, letter D means Domino's. The first question that most people who don't understand the market is that, I thought that we are in a bear market, so this would confuse you. How come that with all-time high job losses and record low sales and the worst numbers, how come that there are all-time highs? And the reason is, yes, it's possible because we are in the DAAWNZ era. Now, what's the DAAWNZ era? D refers to Domino's Pizza. A refers to Activision Blizzard. A refers to Amazon. W refers to Walmart. N equals Netflix. Z equals Zoom Video Communications. Now, if you look at this industry, what could you tell? Activision Blizzard is a poster child for video games. Amazon, a poster child for e-commerce. Walmart, a poster child for supermarkets. Domino's Pizza, poster child for your delivery businesses, food deliveries. Netflix, your streaming giant. Zoom Video, your online video conferencing. So as you could see, while there are stark, clear winners and losers, everyone in lockdown had to adjust. You have a contactless delivery worldwide, whether it be Jollibee, Max's, McDonald's, Shakey's, you name it. And there are very few who are safe from the next round of coronavirus layoffs. Who are gonna be displaced? A lot of people in the accommodation and the food service industry. What does this mean? Hospitality, hotels, food service, meaning fine dining, fast foods, fast casuals. A lot of them will incur losses, job losses. Retail, excluding all the online and groceries, 5 million potential job losses just in one single month for April. Professional and business services, what does this refer? This refers to whether you are a barber, a massage, whatever technician, or whatever professional business service that is that industry, then you are at risk. This is just a few, of course, entertainment. Less people are are going out, so you have less cars being sold and so forth, less construction going on, and so forth. So we discuss who are the winners in a COVID world. These winners are going to exhibit the V shapes and all-time high patterns. All-time highs meaning they will have record sales, record profits, and thus record stock prices. Very few winners, but many losers. For every 1 million Americans who lost their job, 1,000 of them are actually getting a bonanza, and that is Amazon company. There are 10 e-commerce winners that we have identified to all become all-time highs. Amazon, Shopify, Etsy, Alibaba, JD, Pinduoduo, ZTO Express, Shopee, C Limited, Meli, Mercado Libre, Ocado, Okdo. As of this week, some of the companies here have already hit all-time highs. The rest are poised to go there as well. We will go to the charts later. Just bear with me. 6 supermarkets and discount stores. Dollar General, Dollar Tree. You're saving money, so you're gonna go to Dollar Tree stores. Walmart for your restaurant, for your supermarket needs. Target, Costco, Kroger. Ready-to-eat food, we have identified Kellogg's, Conagra, General Mills. Your internet broadband usage will increase. Charter Communications, American Tower. Streaming giants will, of course, get a lot of demand. We've gotten data, actual data. Of course, people watch Netflix and Roku during the time at home. A lot of people are playing games. Activision, Take-Two, Electronic Arts, NVIDIA, Tencent. You could add Sony. You could say AMD. You could say Square Enix, Bandai Namco. There's a lot of video games. Online communication, of course, video games. You can also say mobile games such as Zynga. Online communications, you could see Zoom, Zoom video. Of course, in online communication, you could say Microsoft has a service that is at par and even better, as they say, even better security. Therefore, Zoom actually hired Zscaler for cybersecurity needs owing to some privacy issues that have been happening ever since Zoom became very popular. Of course, cloud infrastructure, enterprise softwares have never been better. You've gotten Microsoft 775% increase in demand for all their enterprises. Team, which is Atlassian, now which is ServiceNow. We expect the same thing to happen in the Philippines. We actually think that these companies will have record profits and record sales, a coronavirus bonanza. And there are great values and great trades and investments. Of course, supermarkets, Pure Gold and Gaisano, both supermarkets would get a surge, a 50% spike in sales and demand from people trying to hoard. If they were spending 5,000 a household, they could be spending 9,000, 10,000, or 8,000. Whatever they were spending to dine outside, they are now staying at home and cooking their own food. Cooking your own food means that you are going to the grocery and buying more goods to cook at home. Now, of course, a lot of companies would want very fast internet speeds. Your mobile phone bill might be increasing because you are now using a lot of data. People who were using just, used to not watch YouTube on their phones might now be using Viber more often. They need their internet speeds fast and so forth. Even the people who used to have a 500 peso plan might have upgraded to 1,000 pesos or a 1,500 or a 2,000 peso plan. Therefore, internet usage, broadband would spike up for most households. And that could lead to an upgrade of plans benefiting PLDT and Globe. Of course, people at home would eat more canned goods, or they have some, not necessarily eat them, but they would store them at home, leading to a surge in demand for a lot of ready-to-eat good food. And that would go in the Philippines to food manufacturers such as Universal Robina Corporation, which owns your junk food, biscuits, and so forth. They also have instant noodles, instant coffee, biscuits, chocolates. And then selectively, we understand that the restaurant sector has the worst sales possible in the world due to coronavirus. However, there could be a selective delivery rebound owing to the contactless delivery efforts. So without a lot of available restaurants open, these fast foods are delivering and doing a lot of frozen, ready-to-eat goods. Jollibee, Shakey's Pizza, and Max's are listed in the Philippines. So we take a look at Mrs. G. Okay, your index is now in the Philippines. Let's just discuss first whatever I wrote in the article, and then we'll go to the US as well. We discussed this last night, that Metro Retail Stores Gaisano has a lot of move to catch up with Pure Gold. At a market cap of 5 billion pesos, it earns about 900 million pesos. So there is ample upside for a retail supermarket to actually move at least 50% from here. So any drops, whether it go down 10% or 20%, we view that this is a potential V-shaped rally from 380 all the way to 120. Even if you just go halfway, just back to the prior levels of 2020, you have ample upside, about 2 to 240 to 260. Depending on what price you enter, there's sizable upside from a short term and better upside if you go long term. Now, these are just targets. Philippines, we believe that if you're buying and holding stocks, your index target would be somewhere within 6,000 or 6,200, no changes in view. Maybe it can go to 6,500, but we believe that somewhere in that realm, some type of resistance will come around and more sellers. However, for these names, PLDT, a target of 1,400 and 1,200. We'll go to the individual charts. Globe could go 2,500 and 2,300. Sorry, that's a wrong type. Buying flags at 2,000 to 2,100. PLDT buying flags at 1,120 to 1,080. Pure Gold targeting 55 to 50. Approximately buying 41 or 42 for more comfortable entries. URC, ready to eat good food, target 150. Rebuy when you can, buying 120 to 110. Gaisano, target 2 to 180, buying 150 to 130. Of course, there are distressed opportunities that are the victims of this crisis. Yes, we understand hospitality industry. There's so many victims of the crisis. We isolated that restaurants is something that can recover and rebound. So for Jollibee, we foresee that a great company in the last 40 years, there was an Asian financial crisis, there was a subprime crisis, and now a COVID crisis. The COVID crisis has made Jollibee drop 70% from its peak of 320. Granted that Jollibee has many debts and problems of their own, we are actually happy, and we actually discussed this in an article, that Jollibee actually has still provided a 62 centavo cash dividend to their shareholders. This is half of what they normally get, despite their sales potentially being lower in the next few quarters and a few years, or maybe 1 to 2 years. We view this as a good thing because Jollibee is using their own cash flow reserves. In the news bit, we saw that Jollibee lowered their capex from 14 billion down to 5 billion. And Ismael Baisa, the CFO, was saying, the Jollibee CFO was saying that they are continuing to pay the dividends, the employees, and all the staff, and are donating 1 billion pesos for the pandemic COVID. We view corporate social responsibility not just for your customers, for employees, staffs, and shareholders as a great thing. And we would like to buy a great brand that will actually have that ability to love their shareholders even in amidst a crisis. Because you've seen a lot of companies, they just drop their dividends because they can. We like companies that choose to do it not because they can, but they have to. Actually, they don't have to, but they choose to because they believe that shareholders have to be protected no matter what. And that's a great thing. So hats off to what Jollibee did, actually. You can read it in the news. They allocated 680 million pesos for that cash dividend to their shareholders. Okay, so Maxis, we are seeing that you have a lot. So the restaurants were actually featured in our articles. So just so you know, I am writing free articles inside my medium.com. I'll show you that we wrote that you need to buy the Carnage names. So a while ago, I mentioned the V-shapes. What are the Carnage stocks? That's in my title, the DAAWNZ Era and the Carnage. Now, the Carnage are the bad stocks. They are the victims of the crisis. You see job losses left and right, especially in the restaurant sector. A lot of them are actually losing their jobs. The best companies are actually doing their best, not just for their customers, but they are doing it also for their staff. And that is important for us. For the Philippines, we have been writing for March. These were our published articles for free to the outsiders. And of course, we never stopped writing about these companies inside our inner circle, the awesome 10X members. You'll see that in this meme, I said, if you're a Filipino, you probably know this movie, One More Chance. There's this line that Popoy and Basha were talking. Love me is that Jollibee is one of the best companies in the world, and you can have it at her worst. And if you said that you will buy her at her worst, you want to do it. And we wrote this in March 24. Were we correct? Let me just show you. Sabi mo, you will buy me at my worst. Ginawa mo. Shakey's, Maxis, Jollibee, PLC, Bloom, casinos and restaurants. Shakey's 450 to 5. Shakey's, our target selling range is 7. So far, Shakey's Pizza is about 6. So it's up from our buying price, but we still have a higher target range. Maxis, we said 420 to 797. During this price, Maxis was trading at 475. Indeed, Maxis actually hit our target of 7. It hit 745 this week. Of course, after hitting those resistances, it fell back. However, if it falls near 550 to 6, it's actually a good re-entry for a great company. For Jollibee, we estimated that 90 was a good support. At 95 was a good buying area. That was 70% down from its peak. With an estimated potential rally of 135, Jollibee actually hit more than 135. Jollibee hit as high as 150 pesos. So what we would like to do is enter this great company again when we can. Of course, if it doesn't fall back, it's also fine. Great companies might never do a lot of retests, but if they do, then that's great. A V shape means there's no retest. A W shape is that there are retests, okay? So the best names, as you could see in the USA, and we'll show these charts later, they do not exhibit a retest, meaning Jollibee, if you got it at 95, and if it peaked at 150, you don't get to get it back at 95. You can probably get it back at 135 or 140. As you could see, I think Jollibee fell from 150 to about 140, but maybe it falls if we get lucky, but it's very hard to buy it on a retest. A small pullback is the only thing that happens in really great companies. Great companies in a bad sector. Just a bad industry now. So Bloomberry, it's a great casino, but of course, nobody's going into casinos. We said 4 to 6. So far, Bloomberry really reached 6. It went even as high as 6.5. PLC, we view that it's going to go from 26 cents to 45 cents. So far, City of Dreams is now trading at 33 cents. So yes, they have rallied, and these were our Carnage picks. Okay, so what we foresee is that there will be V-shaped recoveries for supermarkets and telecoms going new highs or 52-week new highs. And we foresee very slow W-shaped recoveries for the restaurant sector. Okay, for PLDT, this is what we believe. We think that this was the anomaly, but the business is growing. There are spikes in internet usage. So we think that those who bought here and who will continue to buy here can potentially sell it somewhere here, somewhere in the future. So this also is a consistent dividend paying company. In fact, PLDT has paid their dividends already for the first quarter. And then there's another dividend again in the next August. And lo and behold, PLDT raised their dividends. So you probably have seen in the news, somebody cut their dividends by half, somebody opted not to pay dividends. We are so happy that PLDT did not just give dividends, but actually raised that dividend. And we actually foresee that these companies are going to continue to give those dividends very consistently to you. So at these levels, it could get re-rated somewhere to about 13, 14, 15. So there is still substantial upside. Okay, let's go for the Philippines. So Philippines, we are, this is what I call the DAAWNZ Era names. So let me just show to you that last night, we showcased all of these names, and take a look. All of these names were actually up significantly. Your Roku, Roku is essentially, it is a de facto cheap way to watch things on TV, smart TV. So it's if you're watching Disney Plus, if you're watching Hulu TV, if you're trying to watch Netflix, you can have a Roku app, Roku.com. It's a smart TV, smart app. You can watch all these channels, some that are paid, some are for free, and then they make money as long as you just watch their shows. So Roku actually reported that this pandemic has been enabling them to have 3 million more subscribers in March alone. And because of that news, Roku actually surged to 128. Let me show you these charts. Roku went from 58 lows to 128. So why did Roku go down in the first place to 58? Because Roku was being sold by Fox. So eventually Roku was bought by Morgan Stanley, 6 million shares at 58. Okay, I'm showing to you now US names. What happened to the good names? The good names became greater moves. So what you will see is that the good stocks will become great and the bad stocks will go up. And if they're really good stocks and just in a bad sector, they will be bought. So you have W shapes or V shapes for these types of stocks. So I'll show you that this is what's happening in the very good sectors. Roku is in the good sector. From about 150, it fell all the way down to 58, and now it's going to go back up to, this is your resistance, 140 to 150. So some people are already selling here at 128 because it's near resistance. But it's important that you see that the good names are doing a V-shaped rally. Look at what happened with the Netflix. This was not just a V-shape, it went to an all-time high. An all-time high of $450. Okay, what we were saying is that when a stock hits an all-time high, it could pull back. So, of course, Netflix can now fall back to about 380, which will cause a pullback in Roku, which is also a streaming giant. So what you want to do now is that you just need to know the good stocks so that when they fall, inevitably maybe a month or so, then you have a way to enter the best names, because V-shapes, these are not just V-shapes, these are V-shapes and all-time highs, okay? These are your best DAAWNZ Era names. Just so you know what happened in the e-commerce names. Of course, Amazon just didn't stop. After falling from 22 to 16, so people thought, okay, 2000, maybe that's where resistance is. No. From 2000, in just 4 days, it went 20%. From 2000 all the way down up to 2450. In fact, in the past week alone, that is 20%. It moved 20%. And because Amazon was going up, Amazon triggered the entire NASDAQ to go up. Why? Because Amazon is your top 5 company in the world. If not even top 5, it's top 1. So whenever Amazon goes up, it's impossible for the NASDAQ to fall. Okay? Because of Amazon, this entire move is actually Mr. Amazon. Okay? That is a move from Amazon. When Amazon drops 20%, what will happen to your NASDAQ? It will fall. Okay? So this drop and the rise was caused by Amazon. Now, where is the NASDAQ now? Yes, it's actually at resistance point. At resistance means there is a temptation for people to sell. They'd sell their Amazon to 425 for a chance to get in at 2,000. That's their chance if they can. So it's important for you to know, okay, if Amazon did that, are there other competitors? Are there Amazons of the world? The answer is yes. Take a look at the Shopify. So for those people who know Shopify, it is also a V-shaped rally. Will it go all-time high? It is also possible because that's what happened. When Netflix went up, what happened to Roku? Roku followed Netflix. When Amazon went up, look what happened to Shopify. People thought that 400, that's it. No, 400 in the last 4 days, as long as Amazon kept rising, Shopify would follow. But of course, take notice. When Amazon and Netflix falls, Shopify and Roku also falls. Remember that. They will just follow the leader. These are just followers. Now, what is Shopify for those people who don't know who Shopify is? Shopify helps small businesses sell online. So if they have like Kardashian lipstick, okay? So Kardashian's sister, they are selling their lipsticks, the Kim Kardashian family. How do they do it? That shop is made by Shopify. Take note that Shopify helps businesses go direct to consumers. Let's say I have a product and I want to sell to you. How can I do that? I open my store in Shopify for $79 a month, and lo and behold, I already have an Amazon marketplace to sell and do everything, whether it's warehousing, delivery, accounting, inventory management, everything that a business needs, Shopify does for you. And for those who don't know, Shopify is really an Amazon killer. Shopify has gone from about 40,000 merchants to more than 2 million merchants. And they are, of course, generating money and cash flows. And yes, from $18 IPO, it's actually $500 because this is your Amazon kalaban. This is a Canadian company. Okay, what happened to the Amazon of China? Just so you know. Okay, since Amazon has been rising, of course, Amazon has been hiring workers, showing that they are earning a lot. As I said, $11,000 per second. They're essentially saying that every day seems to be the Singles Day. Do you remember that Alibaba invented this Singles Day sales? In this coronavirus lockdown, every day seems to be like a Singles Day. They don't need to make promotions because people have no choice. They need to buy something and they go online. Shops have to list their malls or whatever inside Taobao and Tmall. No choice. So this is like complete monopoly. In China, there's only 3 e-commerce companies. Only 3. It's only Alibaba, it's only Xiaotong, and it's only Pinduoduo. Nobody else. Nobody else can take their market share because only 3 of them. Okay? So Alibaba is actually going V-shape as well. And if it will actually follow Amazon, then Alibaba will not just go V-shape, it will actually go all-time high. That's what's going to happen with Alibaba. Okay? What happened? Alibaba is following only Amazon's footsteps. Kopyahan lang naman. Okay? Now, look at what happened to JD. Now, JD, this is the biggest logistics network in the China. And JD was working with Google doing drones. Of course, because everyone has been seeing that Amazon and Netflix are doing so well, a lot of traders jumped in, buying all the e-commerce sectors. Why not? If if Alibaba, Amazon are doing this, then JD should do well. Definitely, that's what happened. JD went from 41 to 48. That's a 20% move. And that is actually, just so you know, hitting about all-time highs. So V-shape going to all-time highs. Now, why is it's like that? Because no competition, okay? It fell to about 34. People thought resistance at 44. No, it's not resistance because since Amazon was not resistance at 2000, then JD cannot be resistance at 44. So if 2000 went to 5, 44 plus 25% is somewhere at 52. So that's your target. So that's gonna happen. So mga sabay-sabay lang yan. They're just copying their leader. What's happening with Pintuotuo? This is what happened to Pintuotuo. Lahat kumpiyahan. Pintuotuo is the Tencent family e-commerce business, okay? This one is powered by your WeChat. After falling to 31, didn't even go down. It didn't even go down. Take note, this was a gap up since last year's earnings. It fell lang very well. After seeing that everyone was doing well, it went up. So any drops of these names will be bought. So why are we talking about these DAAWNZ Era names? It's because even if these companies could be at resistance, you know that every drop will be a pullback to buy for a next all-time high move. Shopee, okay, for those who know Shopee, Shopee is in Southeast Asia. It's your Amazon for Singapore, Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Philippines, Hong Kong, Taiwan, basically Southeast Asia. Everything that Amazon never touched, everything that China never touched, Shopee is touching. And Shopee is actually also doing well. Everyone has no choice but to shop online, whether it's their groceries, their tissue paper, or whatever. So they buy from Shopee or they sell their stuff in Shopee. That's why it is going up new highs as well. So what will happen is that, again, same thing. When Amazon drops 10% and Shopee falls, then you have the opinion. You can what? You can either buy Amazon or you can buy Shopee, whichever falls. But you know that the trajectory of the business is going up. Okay, so that's your e-commerce. Let's talk about, okay, more examples. Ocado. Ocado, this is your Amazon of Britain, UK. Same thing. Take a look. When you look at their charts, it's very the same. Why? Because it's all just the same sector, just in a different geographical location. Ocado. Ocado uses robots, drones, warehouses, no people much. Very few people because it's robots. And then there, if you need to understand who Ocado is, you can just search. They're also reaping a lot of rewards in COVID world. Is it their fault that they are online? No. They were a good secular trend, but because of COVID, that became the only alternative. Okay? So from 101, it fell first, and then like Amazon, it just went up to the new highs again. Okay? So at least you know that these are what's happening in the good names. Now we talked about the broadband internet, right? So we were saying, okay, in the Philippines, I don't know an e-commerce play, so we don't have a V-shape when it comes to e-commerce in the Philippines. However, what I could say to you is that this is what's happening in the telecom sector. Charter Communications is a full broadband internet speed. It helps Netflix, okay? So when you're watching your Netflix, who's gonna benefit there? Charter Communications. 540 goes down to 360, goes back to 490, goes back to 540. It's a classic V-shaped rally. So what's gonna happen, in my view, is that PLDT, after dropping to 800, can go to 1112, and then eventually it goes to 13, 14, 15. So those are just my views. Okay, because internet is spiking all over the world, not just in US, but also in the Philippines, but in China, everything. Okay, this is American Tower. As you can see, this is a V-shaped rally. Okay, so we were saying in many articles that supermarkets will have a spike and it will become all-time high. True enough, we have already seen it happen in Walmart. This is a V-shaped recovery and then an all-time high. This is the reason why we believe that in the Philippines, people stocking up will lead to record profits for Pure Gold and therefore also for Metro Retail Store Gaisano. That's why we are okay to have them both. These are good names that you can cost average. You can buy it if they drop. But what if they drop? Because these names are your perfect COVID sell-off winners. So that is Walmart. Anything that Amazon cannot handle in the e-commerce space, Walmart can handle. This is Target. So we actually gave buy here at 103. We think the target for Target is 130 or higher. Some of the names that we covered were actually promoted inside the group. So like Roku, we said we like it, 90, 80. So at 125, people can sell, but if it goes 140, diba? But either way, so at least you know the sectors that we like. These are, so this is what happened with your supermarkets, right? Actually, so in the Philippines, we're saying, diba, we like Pure Gold, diba? So ganun din, di naman magbabago. Kung gusto mo supermarket abroad, syempre gusto mo rin supermarket in the Philippines. Yan. So ito yung Target stores mo. Then ito si Kroger, si Costco muna. Ayan, V-shape. Halata naman, di ba? Nagtitipid ka, so Dollar General, V-shape, then New High, Dollar Tree, V-shape. Hindi pa nag-V-shape si Dollar Tree. Interesting. I was thinking dapat mag-V-shape na si Dollar Tree. So, si Dollar General umangat, si Dollar Tree hindi pa. Okay, si Kroger. Kroger is already V-shape. Bumaba siya, very little, then paakyat. Okay. Ano pa ba? So, those who forgot, yes, V-shape to, we were promoting Mercado Libre. This is the Amazon of Latin America. Everyone from Mexico to all of those Argentina, Venezuela, yan. Ito sila. Hindi sila nag-Amazon. Nag-Mercado Libre sila kasi yan yung Amazon nila eh. Okay, so V-shape yan from 750 down to 425. So far, nag-recover na sa 612. Pataas pa to hanggang 680. And then, so minsan hindi kasi na alam ng Amerikano yung mga Amazon ng mga Latin America. Pero meron naman. So yan. But also, I think the reason why some companies don't go all-time high is because, of course, you have to think, at some point, yes, the market share of these companies are monopolies na solo niya. But also, with people losing their jobs, it cannot be an all-time high, right? I mean, Amazon at 2.5, hindi pa ba yan dapat ibenta? So I would agree na Amazon 2.5, Netflix 4.50, it could be too much priced in. It's kind of like this. It's hard to say if a good company is already, or a great company is already priced in. However, what's important is that you know that, okay, these are your great companies. If they fall, then I will enter them. If they don't fall, then okay lang, I'll see how I can follow them. So this is what happened. Of course, we said Zoom video conferencing. This was promoted about 80 plus. And then even at 90 plus, we were still promoting it. But at 155, 160, we were saying sell muna. However, honestly speaking, for Zoom, it's very hard to know what's the top of this Zoom video. This company is already trading, just so you know, very expensively. At 155, that trades at about 45 times the revenues, okay? Hindi nga yan, wala pang earnings, okay? So the difficulty about these companies is that actually, for me, if Zoom video, if you can't get in at 80, wag mong pilitin. Bakit? Kahit mag 100, 200 yan, hindi ka naman bumili ng 80, anong karapatan mo to buy 150? Pag talagang naniniwala ka sa Zoom video, edi dapat dati ka pa naniniwala. Because that company, even if COVID, yes, it's a COVID beneficiary, maliit na yung upside mo. Kahit umangat pa yan, hahanap ka pa ng, mahirap yung risk mo. Okay? But hindi natin yan tinatanggal, nandyan lang yan sa list natin. We look if there's an opportunity, and then we will enter if there's an opportunity, diba? Okay. At least in the Philippines, hindi pa nag-new high yung mga gaisano mo. Hindi pa masyado sagad na sagad yung PLDT mo. Unlike yung US na nag-up yung mga broadband na yan. So for Microsoft, even if it hit 177, Okay, for Microsoft, just so you know, meron yan app na kalaban si Zoom Video. So, not all enterprise softwares are actually needing Zoom Video. In fact, Verizon has a video conferencing rival called BlueJeans. There's also an app called House Party. Tencent also owns VooV, meaning kung conferencing lang naman, di naman isang kumpanya lang yung kayang gumawa niyan. Therefore, it can be replaced. Hindi siya monopoly. Meron siyang market share strength, first mover advantage, or whatever you want to call it, but hindi siya the only one. Iba yung the only one. Pag-usapan natin, hindi lang yung mga best winners. As we said, hospitality, industry, restaurants, victims yan of the world, not just in the Philippines. But are there excellent companies that are victims? Parang, kasalanan ba ng theme park na hindi ka pwedeng pumunta sa theme park? Hindi, di ba? Pero kasalanan ba nila yon? Okay. So Disney fell from 150 all the way to 80. Okay? It fell down by half. So far, Disney is even furloughing workers. What does furloughing workers mean? Nagtatanggal siya ng workers. Nagle-lay off siya. So sabi nila, kawawa naman itong mga to, walang job. Pero ano magagawa natin? Wala nga theme park. Hindi nga natin alam, isang taon ba walang theme park, di ba? Hindi kang makatravel. Nobody's going to theme park. So sasarado nila buong mundo, no theme parks all over the world. And yet, they have so many employees. So the reality is, in the short term, Walt Disney will still have a very bad earning stream. And we have to underprice it na pag ganyan, this is what you call the W shape. Hindi siya V. So yung kanina, mga nakikita nyo, Amazon, V-shape, nagre-recover. Pero pag Walt Disney, it won't recover. It will take very, very long. So it will be, I don't know, 2 years maybe. So ang mangyari dyan is, people would try to sell muna 106, 110, 120. Then, if they can buy it at 70, 80, they'll wait. So yan yung mga naging kawawa. So parang nangyari sa Philippine edition. Okay, Philippine edition, wala man tayong Disney Entertainment. Wala man tayong theme park dito. Pero ano yung mga victims? Sige, pag-usapan natin, yung nangyari sa crisis ng restaurant. Social distancing, hindi ka pwedeng lumabas ng bahay, hindi ka pwedeng kumain, hindi ka pwedeng puntang mall. So, maraming problema. And maraming losses. And yet, kailangan nilang magbayad ng staff and everything. Ito yung sinasabi natin V-shape, W-shape, J-shape. Okay. So let's discuss a few things that we have been saying a few sessions ago. We're saying that index 4,000 to 6,000. We said this, conglomerates, banks, properties, and then utility, supermarket, staple, then Carnage, restaurants, value. Yan. So if you had a choice, syempre, the best sector is just the essentials. So tanungin mo sarili mo, ano importante? Importante yung internet mo. Yes, okay. So Tel and Globe, that's important. Importante yung supermarket mo. Okay. So actually, yung Pure Gold, akala natin pupuntang 39 lang. We had to upgrade it to 50 to 55, knowing that Walmart went to all-time highs and so forth. So yung URC, we had to upgrade the target from 120 to 150 because we saw that, okay, so there's no choice pala, ready to eat food. We like them actually to be great companies, but it seems like they will become greater. So kumbaga, good to great to greater. So Jollibee actually managed to hit 150. So mukhang kaya pa niya mag 160. So if it drops, you might want to get the best best fast food for last 40 years. Okay, so let's discuss. Okay, I wrote an article. Let me see. Teka. Okay, so let me discuss to you. I write articles for members. And April 17, 2020, this is my article. I said that you want to invest in the best quality names, even... yeah? Hindi kita. Okay, new share. Okay. Okay, here. Okay, so I'll give you the summary, no? The summary of my report is that You have to invest in the best quality names even amidst the COVID crisis. If you're one of the lucky ones, okay? I was saying na may apat na important things. Liquidity for yourself, for your family. Kailangan may emergency funds kayo. Paano yung spending nyo? Pangalawang liquidity is for your staff and employees. Kasi babayaran mo yung mga wages niyan. Hindi ka pwedeng di magbayad ng wages kahit wala kang sales. Yung customers mo, kung meron ka talagang kailangan bayaran dyan, no choice, babayaran mo yan. Yan yung pangatlo. The last is pang-apat, may liquidity ka for the investment opportunities. So actually, least priority yung stocks. Kung may pera ka para mag-invest sa stocks, you're one of the lucky ones. At least hindi ka nawala ng job. At least meron kang pera para sa tatlong yon. So that's a good thing. Now, let's say you're one of the lucky ones. Meron kang excess money. What you want to do is, you want to invest in the best quality names even during the COVID crisis. So ano yung sasabi natin? What we're saying here is that, is investing in the worst basket worth doing? This is a question that people were asking. Okay, so madali lang mag-invest sa Pure Gold kasi good naman yung earnings niyan eh. Pero maganda ba mag-invest sa Jollibee kung pangit yung earnings nun? Maganda ba mag-invest sa mga casinos kung wala naman magkakasino? Maganda ba mag-invest sa mga airlines kung wala namang lilipad? So, diba? That's why we said na those are called carnage stocks. Now, amidst that industry of bad industry din kasi ang restaurants, okay? Amidst all the bad industries, what we isolated is, I think that the food restaurant industry is such a staple, such an essential, that it's important to actually take a look further and to actually remember the few things that made them great in the first place. Tandaan nyo to. Featured industry natin is, let's talk about the restaurant space. Okay. If you examine an investment criteria, one of the first criteria is, how long has this company been? Now, Jollibee has existed for 40 years, okay? 40 years. Tandaan nyo na, 4 decades. That means that the success of Jollibee was not overnight. It was over time. Over time, and I'm gonna show to you, there has only been 3 times, tatlong beses lang, Jollibee bumagsak ng 70%. The first time that Jollibee fell was the 1997 financial crisis. Do you know that? The Asian crisis. It fell 70%. The last time Jollibee fell was the 2008 financial crisis, 50%. And now, the COVID crisis, Jollibee fell 72%. So, we said that some people are saying, but what if it can go 90% down? Pwede naman yun ah. Yes, pwede naman yun. But whether it goes down 70%, 80%, 90%, there are a few facts that we cannot deny. Fact number 1, ang Jollibee, hindi naman niya kailangan magbayad ng dividend. Bakit niya ginawa na nagbayad siya ng dividend? Basahin natin ah. The board of directors has approved a cash dividend of 62 cents per share, amounting to 680 million pesos for all the shareholders as of April 27. This amount is half of the cash dividend declared last year. Payment date is May 22. They continue to declare cash dividends even if it's reduced amount because we need to serve all our stakeholders even in the middle of a crisis. Now, I'm not gonna name companies that did not pay dividends. Pero what does this tell you? Jollibee didn't have to, but they chose to honor their word in service to all their stakeholders. Did you know that Jollibee never missed a dividend in the last 27 years, 26 years? Never. Even in a financial crisis, even in a bear market, and now even in COVID. Kahit na minsan mahirap, hindi nila ginagawa yon. So that's a good thing. If you have a company that will deliver your dividends as long as kaya nila, gagawin nila, okay? What does that mean? Think about it. Why do most stocks ultimately fail? Because they lack accountability, they fail to achieve credibility, they don't have authenticity. Now, do you think the Jollibee belongs in the garbage pile of stocks down 70%? Some people don't think so. Okay, so that's why it made a dead cat bounce. Now, is it really a dead cat bounce? Okay, let's talk about it. Nag-rally na siya. From 90, nag-145. Now, you have to think about these things. In the last 40 years, as we said, hindi siya overnight success. It was a 40 years move. 40, from the humble beginnings of a Magnolia Jollibee store. Jollibee fought McDonald's and won in the Philippines. Think about the customer focus, team excellence, enduring partnerships, food cleanliness. Remember, nagkaroon ng mga ondoy, nagkaroon ng lahat ng krisis, nabasa na ang lahat, kahit anong pagsubok, nalampasan ng Jollibee. So, it's not as if parang psychic tayo na alam natin na naghihibang-hibang tayo na, kakayanin ni Jollibee yan. Kaya niya talaga, hindi yun hibang. Yung 14 billion capex niya, ni-reduce niya 5 billion pesos. Yung dividends niya nanggaling sa organic cash flows. So, may pera siya. Okay? So, of course, you know that hindi naman tayo lang yung may gusto niyan, buong mundo. Jollibee has been known as one of the best foreign chain restaurants. Kailangan nga maging proud ka na Philippine company yan. They've never been stopping their corporate social responsibility. They have their mga partnerships with their farmers. So pag nag-order ka ng Jollibee, tumutulong ka rin sa farmers nila, farm entrepreneurship. So no matter what kind of economic situation, nagkaroon ng Asian crisis, nagkaroon ng subprime crisis, nagkaroon ngayon ng pandemic crisis, this is yes in the bad stocks. Ito yung sinasabi nila na negative yan, negative yan, negative yan. Okay, negative nga siya. But here's the what's important thing. We already know that crisis can change over 2 years' time. So hindi naman natin sinasabi na aangat yan kagad. But this is what you have to know. There is victory in steadfast discipline rather than a quick fix. So if you commit to your system and excellence, you'll defeat the best trader in the world. The reason to invest comes from this criteria. The leadership, the process, the culture, the system. May sistema ba? Oo naman, 40 years na eh. Fast food na, di ba? Franchise na lang eh. So we do not undermine that there is debt. Meron siyang wrongly timed acquisitions. Meron siyang mga wrong acquisitions like Coffee Bean, Smash Burger. They are still question marks. However, what we believe is that this is a company with a great brand, blindingly strong execution. So we cannot throw our heads on the short-term fact that, of course, every fund manager or retail investor, they've decided overnight to sell all the restaurants. Forget them. Lahat yan pangit. But the problem is, the reality is, you have to be very, very discriminate. You have to select. Talaga bang pangit yan? Talaga bang hindi yan magre-recover? We think that although they cannot go all-time highs, they will have to be bought by some investors that will be willing to buy and hold because you want to buy and hold some company that you know has been there for the last 40 years and will be there for the next 40 years. So that's one thing that you might want to consider. Teka, okay, sige. Sige, that's your ano. So let's talk about some. So yan, actually when you're thinking about it, hindi lang naman Jollibee yung restaurant sa mundo. Of course, that's what we were thinking. How about McDonald's? How about Burger King, Popeye's Kitchen, Tim Hortons? That's QSR. Kaya tingnan mo naman, McDonald's 125, binagsakan 50% down, umangat naman, nag 170. In fact, because USA was
Nikki,
very first. Wait, ano yung question?
Pa-share.
Okay. Okay. So if you were listening to our mga sessions, di ba, we were saying, let's buy the Carnage victims. And when we said Carnage victims, hindi namin pinag-usapan Philippine lang. Pinag-usapan namin pati yung McDonald's, pati yung mga QSR, pati yung mga Chipotle, pati yung mga Yum brands. Bakit? Wala na bang kakain ng KFC chicken forever? That's impossible, di ba? I mean, totoo bang hindi ka nalilipad ng Hong Kong, China one day talaga dahil sa Wuhan virus? It's not gonna be a forever thing. So, even amidst all those mga panic, we have been publishing na Kung may pera ka, syempre, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pang-apat is kung may pera ka. Kung wala kang pera, syempre, wala kang magagawa sa investment opportunities na nandyan. Kaya nga, crisis eh. Noong 1997 financial crisis, may kumita sa Asian crisis. Noong 2008 subprime, may kumita sa crisis. 2020 may crisis, pwede kang kumita if you're gonna buy companies na, bad sector pala tong restaurants. Wala na palang gustong lumipad, wala na palang gustong kumain. Alam mo namang hindi totoo yun, so hintayin mo yung 2 years na yun. Wala na palang magkakasino sa mundong ito. Totoo ba yun? Hindi naman din totoo yun. So, McDonald's, QSR, CMG, Yum Yum, Shake Shack, Starbucks, yan, di ba? Pinag-usapan natin yung mga yan. So far, sa mga pinakamalakas, Domino's Pizza, kaya natin pinag-usapan DAAWNZ Era, DAAW, DAAWNZ Era. Kasi, ang talagang naging best example of delivery service was pizza. As in si Domino's Pizza. Sila yung nauna nagsabi na sila na, guys, kaya namin mag-hire workers. Hindi kami magtatanggal ng workers, tapos kaya namin magbayad, so that's great. If Jollibee can do that, then that's great. If McDonald's can do that, that's great. We think that actually, Jollibee can do that. Hindi naman problema mag-delivery. And so, in the next 2 years, even if how long COVID lasts, if you want to eat your Chicken Joy, you can get your Chicken Joy. Of course, the sales will be bad, but the question is, are you willing to buy a 40-year-old great brand? Of course. Diba? McDonald's is 100 years. Mas grabe pa yan. And let me show you what the chart of McDonald's looks like. This is what McDonald's did. And just like Jollibee, galing din kasi, lahat naman sila nahirapan eh. Nagbayad din ng dividend. So, what does that tell you? Kahit na hindi sila kumita, natatandaan nila yung company culture. Hindi porket mahina yung kita nila this year, ayaw na nila mag-dividend. Gets? May mga companies kasing ganun eh. We will not name nga them, di ba? Pero remember, if you want a company na talagang hawakan mo, dapat kahit na bad times, kaya niyang magbigay man lang ng dividend kahit out of their own pocket. Kasi in Jollibee's case, out of their balance sheet, nagbayad sila ng dividend eh. Kasi may kita naman sila eh, kahit paano. So, ganun lang yun. So, here's what happened. McDonald's, we don't know if it's gonna be V-shape. Pag si McDo nag-V-shape, maniwala ka sa akin, si Jollibee mag-V-shape. Pero, hanggang ngayon, I still don't know. So far, the consensus is that the restaurants will become just, ang tingin ng tao is, ganito ang itsura ng mga restaurants. Nauuna kasi ang US eh, kaya ito, pwede yan magganito. Pwedeng bumaba, or pwede rin all the way. But it's kind of hard to really assume that they can do all the way. Kasi, at some point, hindi din kaya masustain ng profits. Wala rin. So, you have to really think na, maybe in the short term, sige, bababa. But what you do know is, eto na yung bottoms mo. If you can buy retest, then that's great. Now, McDonald's is a bigger company. So, yung mga hindi malalaking company, mas natatamaan ng big. Example, of course, we know Burger King is smaller. This is QSR. QSR is restaurant brands. This is Burger King, owns Popeye's Kitchen, owns Tim Hortons. So, so far, look what happened. Nung unang bounce, malaki, tapos lumiit yung range, tapos lumiit yung range. This means na you cannot get the other low. So let's say, ito si Jollibee, 90. Yung rally, 150. Hindi mo makukuha yung 90. Pasalamat ka na lang kung makuha mo ng yung gitna ng 90 and 150. Sige nga, mag-math kayo. 90 plus 150 is 240. Divided by 2 is 120. Pag makuha mo ng 120, swerte ka. Okay? Swerte lang yon. It's not, hindi natin alam kung mangyayari yon. Okay? So far, nung bumaba siya, like here's what happened with QSR, 25 went to 46. Ano yung gitna nung 25 and 46? That's about 37. So ito, swinerte, naka 33 pa. Tapos balik ulit sa 45. Tapos ngayon, very limited na yung drop. Nasa 40 na. So most likely, I think the more that the restaurants can show that they can rebound and recover, maybe it might take a few months. But remember that the stock market is forward-looking. So if the recovery is going to take 2 years, it could recover within 6 months. Okay? So let's say 6 months, okay, February plus 6, mga August, or so mga August to September, dalawa mangyayari dyan. It's either mag-break out yan higher or lower. Ganun lang naman mangyari doon eh. Kasi ay, mas matagal pa pala, masyado palang maraming difficulty pa rin. Okay, so it's good to have cash pa rin. I mean, some people would say, pwede pa rin bumagsak. Yes, may 50 to 75% chance. Actually, probability is mataas pa rin. But it's important that you know na may shopping list ka na. Kasi kung wala kang shopping list, anong bibilhin mo? 'Di ba? So, kailangan alam mo yung shopping list mo. Kung gusto mo bumili talaga ng Jollibee or ng McDonald's or ng restaurant brands, 'di ba? So, let's look at Starbucks. Okay, let's talk about mga most trusted worldwide brands that became the victims. Si Jollibee, 70% down. Si Starbucks, 50% down. From 100, bumaba sa 50, nag-recover to 75. Traditionally, all the chartists will say, resistance na yan, dead cat bounce lang yan, babagsak yan ng 50 or even lower, depression tayo. Now, a depression era means similar to 1929. Why are people talking about the depression era? Chinek ko rin yan. Because in the depression era, 40% of the people are unemployed. So far, in America, kung talagang every day, every week, may job losses ka, makakarating ba tayo talaga sa 30 to 40% unemployment? Because of that unemployment problem, the government of America has been printing money. Nakita niyo yung mga print nila, $1,000 checks, $1,200 checks, blah, blah, blah. So because they were printing money, by default, the other central banks followed. And totoo naman, because they kept on printing, gold benefited. And so far, umangat siya ng 1.7. Pero, nagaling siya sa 1.5, umangat siya ng 1.7. We don't know if it can go higher. Kasi, at the end of the day, mas okay kasi to buy a quality company. Kung mas maganda, kung talagang gusto mo bumili, okay, gusto mo bumili, mag-Amazon ka na lang. Hintay mo na lang na Amazon falls. Or bumili ka ng mga Alibaba or ng mga JD, Pintuoto, kasi wala namang choice, diba? E-commerce is the only choice. Now, if you don't like the obvious winners, kasi, okay, let's say video games, diba? Okay. Here's what happened to video games. Okay, Activision, the DAAWNZ Era, ito yung mga nag-new highs. Kasi ito yung mga poster child eh. Alam ng tao na ito yung malakas eh. Nasa bahay ka, naglalaro ng video games, diba? So there's no love for the other sectors. Lahat ng pera na dapat pumunta sa mall or pumunta sa restaurants, napunta sa games. That's what happened. But at some point in time, we would say na so if you're looking for the market to top, let's say, you think na, hindi, topish tong market na to. Remember my code word for you, DAAWNZ Era. Ano yung D? Domino's Pizza. Pag nakita mo tong mga to, tumigil sa pag-akyat, that's when you know na, top na yung market. Domino's, Amazon, Activision, Walmart, Netflix, Zoom. Pag yung mga yun yung mga generals mo, yun yung mga malakas mo sa market na to. Pag sila humina, babagsak market mo. Babagsak yung buong Pilipinas pag mahina yun. Nakikita niyo to? Can you read it with me? There is victory in steadfast discipline than a quick fix. If you commit to excellence in systems, you will defeat the best trader in the world. The reason to invest will come from these criteria: companies, leaders, processes, culture, and systems. We do not undermine the debt and wrongly timed acquisitions of this company the last few years. Coffee Bean, Smashburger as question marks. However, we are strongly believing that we found a company that has a remarkably great brand, a blindingly strong execution team, which did not come overnight. In fact, it was built for more than 40 years. We cannot throw our heads on the short-term minded thinking of every fund manager or retail investor who's decided overnight to sell a company over resistance levels, which has nothing to do with the company's ethos. In that light, you may say that we have become Warren Buffett believers that when we find a world-class company, we will never attribute their unavoidable losses as a result of a worldwide pandemic. It was not their fault. It's their ability to pivot, resume to normalcy, that we will define our bounce back place, reversal back to prior highs, and reasons to be more optimistic. The data will not lie. Jollibee's success did not come overnight. It was proven growth of stores, cash flows, strong corporate and shareholder allegiance. Just the fact that they brought a 62 cents cash dividend, despite knowing all the hard circumstances in the future, this is a company that seriously cared about its shareholders, and they plan to take care of those companies and their reputation, not just to their employees, customers, but also to their investors. And this is a very strong reason to stick with Jollibee through the good times and the bad. And those who don't have it are strongly recommended to own it now. Okay? So that is my ending for you. Think about the companies that you have steadfast discipline, and then think about them, and then solidify your shopping list so that you can understand what companies will go all-time highs, what companies will become V-shaped and W-shaped.